We can all remember the days when a simple rock or a sticker could hold the power to captivate our imaginations, or when a set of funny stickers parodying household products felt like the ultimate form of childhood entertainment. In this video, we're taking a stroll down memory lane to revisit some of the most iconic and unforgettable collectibles from the 1960s through the 1980s. These items capture the essence of an era when life seemed a little simpler, more whimsical, and full of innocent fun. So let's hop in the time machine and rediscover the magic. Number 15. Wacky Packages Stickers. First up, we have the bizarre Wacky Packages stickers from 1967. Who could forget these hilarious, grotesque parodies of everyday consumer products? As kids, we'd giggle uncontrollably at the absurd twists on brand names like Crust Toothpaste, Trainer's Croissant Fizzy Tablets, and overtoned underwhelmers. These stickers were the ultimate form of anti-establishment humor for the younger generation. We didn't just collect them, we admired and studied the ridiculous artwork, laughing at the punny names. Wacky Packages celebrated our love for the weird and wacky at a time when we could still approach life with a purely playful mindset. Number 14. Pet Rocks. Speaking of pure whimsy, let's talk about the pet rock craze of 1975. Can you believe people actually bought rocks? Marketed as the perfect idiotic novelty gift, these literal rocks came nestled in a cardboard crate filled with straw. Genius marketer Gary Dahl capitalized on the silliness by creating a whole instruction manual on how to care for and play with your new pet. In many ways, pet rocks embodied the carefree spirit of the 70s counterculture. People bought into the absurdity because it was clever, self-aware, and allowed us to laugh at ourselves a little. Who didn't secretly want a zero-maintenance pet that never needed to be fed? Those were simpler times when rocks could become a cultural phenomenon. Number 13. Sea monkeys. Let's go back even further to the 1960s, and one of the most iconic pets advertised in comic books, sea monkeys. These tiny brine shrimp seemed so exotic and wondrous when they miraculously sprung to life after adding water. Of course, the real creatures looked nothing like the humanoid drawings that first sparked our fascination. But it didn't matter. We let our imaginations run wild, pretending these were actual undersea colonies of bizarre mini-humanoids. The magic was in the surprise and joy of witnessing them come alive and swim around. Sea monkeys fueled our childlike wonder and fed into the era's space-age curiosity about unexplored realms of life. Number 12. Mood rings. Mood rings. Those goofy rings that supposedly changed color based on your emotional state and body temperature. While the science behind them was dodgy at best, they sparked our interest in the mysteries of human mood and energy. And let's be honest, half the fun was coming up with creative stories about why the ring was a certain color. Mood rings were the perfect low-tech accessories for kids who just wanted to feel a little more in tune with their feelings. In an age before smartwatches and fitness trackers, these simple rings let us imagine we were tapping into something profound about ourselves and the universe. Pure 70s magic. Number 11. Garbage Pail Kids. Switching gears from pure whimsy to gloriously revolting. Who remembers the horrifically awesome Garbage Pail Kids trading cards? These grotesquely disfigured parodies of the Cabbage Patch Kids were like a twisted funhouse mirror into our darkest childhood fantasies and fears. From Halt Superman to Snotty Scotty, the sickening characters repulsed and delighted us with their vile antics. For kids of the 80s, the Garbage Pail Kids represented rebellion against sugary sweet norms. We delighted in their crude irreverence at a time when gross-out humor was a unifying language on the schoolyard. Number 10. Clackers. Do you remember that rhythmic clack, clack, clack sound that could be heard echoing through neighborhoods? In an age before video games and smartphones consumed our lives, simple pleasures like clackers reigned supreme as the epitome of good old-fashioned fun. These basic toys, just two acrylic balls connected by a string, produced an addictively percussive beat when jostled just right. But mastering that perfect cadence? Now that was a rite of passage. Number 9. Shrinky Dinks. Close your eyes for a moment. Can you recall the intense focus and artistic fervor you poured into coloring those little polystyrene sheets? The magic of Shrinky Dinks was in watching your lovingly crafted creation shrink down to a hard, vibrant figurine right before your eyes. From fantastical creatures to personalized keychains, the possibilities were as limitless as a child's imagination. Can you picture finding tranquility in something as simple as a sealed chamber, filled with colored sand suspended in liquid? The magic window offered just that, a hypnotic, meditative escape into ever-shifting kaleidoscopic patterns. All you had to do was give it a gentle swirl and let your worries melt away into the mesmerizing display. Like this nostalgic trip so far? Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more trips down memory lane. Number 7. Super elastic bubble plastic. Who didn't dream of blowing the biggest, most impossibly sized bubbles as a kid? With super elastic bubble plastic, that dream became an iridescent reality. By squeaking out a small dollop of the stretchy gel and blowing through a straw, we could create massive, gravity-defying spheres of color. Can't you just picture the wide-eyed wonder on childhood faces as those fragile, prismatic orbs floated through the air? Number 6. SSP racers. Get ready to channel your inner speed racer. In the era before remote controls, these supersonic power racers provided a different kind of kick. With a simple pull of the signature T-stick ripcord, you could launch your car blazing across any surface without a single battery. Remember that unbeatable thrill of setting up epic races against friends? Number 5. Star Wars Early Bird Certificate Package. Do you remember the feverish anticipation that surrounded the original Star Wars movie? Before the action figures hit shelves, Kenner offered the ultimate teaser for devoted fans, the Early Bird Certificate Package. This coveted box contained a prize every kid desperately wanted, a mail-in certificate to get the figures as soon as they were available, plus a display stand, stickers, and membership card to the official Star Wars Club. Can you recall studying every inch of that package, daydreaming of finally holding those action figures bringing the galactic battles to life? For months, it was the only way to get a piece of that Star Wars magic into your own hands. Number 4. Jarts, lawn darts. Here's one the safety police unfortunately had to ruin for us thrill seekers. In an era when a little danger was simply part of the fun, backyard games of jarts brought an unmatched level of exhilaration. Tossing those razor-sharp, metal-tipped darts across the yard toward a target circle on the ground gave new meaning to friendly competition. Did you have a relative brave enough to set up this high-stakes launch pad to hijinks in your backyard? Can't you still hear the adrenaline-pumping thunk of those darts sticking their landing after soaring dangerously close to spectators? Number 3. Mattel's Thingmaker with creepy crawlers. Close your eyes and inhale deeply. Do you remember the inimitable scent of the Thingmaker's gooey, radioactive colored goop? This toy was a veritable mad scientist's dream for the imaginative child. Using the die-cast molds and that magical substance that could be heated to a pliable consistency, you could craft your own rubbery, amorphous, creepy crawlers before they solidified into delightfully bizarre shapes. Did you create entire civilizations of these squishy mutant creatures? Or use them to harmlessly torment squeamish siblings? That trademark oven-searing 300 degrees spawned untold sticky casualties. Number 2. Popples. In a world of Smurfs, Strawberry Shortcake, and My Little Pony, the Popples reigned as the unlikely plush underdog. These colorful, fuzzy companions could scrunch down into the most adorable plush balls for easy toting around. But with just a simple tug, they'd unfurl into cuddly creature mode, ready for adventures galore. Seeing how far you could squish it down into a tight ball before it sprang back to life. Number 1. Speak and Spell. Long before Alexa or Siri, there was the Speak and Spell, an educational toy years ahead of its time. This iconic red and white device from Texas Instruments brought words to audible electronic life through cutting-edge speech synthesis technology. Do you remember that robotic voice methodically uttering each letter as you slowly spelled out words, challenging you to keep up? Or how insanely cool you felt mastering level after level of its library? The Speak and Spell made learning fun and made us all feel like pint-sized tech pioneers. Its memory games were the closest thing to AI for a kid in the 70s. So as you reminisce about these long-gone classics, Think about that warm sense of nostalgic bliss and take the time to enjoy this for a moment. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this burst of nostalgia, go ahead and give this video one last like and subscribe so you don't miss our next nostalgic journey.